Welcome. I'm Coach Masters, and this is a C4 timeout. As simple as 1, 2, 3. Capturing the heart. Great truth. Above all else, guard your heart and the heart of others, for it is the source of life. Remember, no one really cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So as simple as 1, 2, 3. Number 1, eye contact, undivided attention. Number 2, physical contact, a good firm handshake or a hug. We are built for relationship. Number 3, inspirational contact. Your words have the power to bring life. We cannot affirm enough. John Wooden, 10-time national champion. He is the gold standard. 6 affirmations for 1 correction. That's unbelievable. Your words should bring hope, healing, and encouragement. Capturing the heart, as simple as 1, 2, 3. And as we wrap up, I forgot one, but it connects with our simple truth. Number 4 in C4, love never fails.
Buffalo, a city built by hard workers, a city of good neighbors, a city with passion. There's no place we'd rather be than in this city helping our customers. The Paul Wolf Agency. We are Buffalo.
Good afternoon, high school softball fans. This is Western New York Athletics. Frank Wolf and Tom Prince bringing you all the softball action from Kenmore West High School today as the Lady Blue Devils take on Mount St. Mary's, the Lady Thunder. I believe they're the Lady Thunder, right?
Mm-hmm.
I should have.
But we got to get a little more energy going. This is number 1 game of the season right here. We got to get pumped for this
I was working
one.
my way up. Usually second, third inning, I'm warmed up. But with you here, I forgot. I gotta come out of the gates heavy and strong. But yeah, the Mount St. Mary's Thunder, coached by Kelly Kilonsky. This is her first year at the helm for the Thunder, taking on longtime coach Miss Kim Leggett for Kenmore West, who played on some very, very strong Kenmore West Blue Devil team back in her day. They've got some state championships here by Coach Matt Shimura and was assistant coached by the late, great Denny Sarro, who did stats for this team for many years, our good buddy. Let's dedicate this game to Dennis Sarro today. First game of the year. And it will be Mount St. Mary's will be leading off, obviously the home team. They're just less than a mile away from this campus.
Yeah, literally right down the road. This is kind of like we talked the Battle of Main Street.
Yeah.
Is what we talk about, very similar to that. Coach Kilonsky, by the way, is a first-time coach at Mount St. Mary's, but a long-time coach at Tapestry is where she came from, and now the first year at the helm over here at Mount St. Mary's.
Your lineup for Mount St. Mary's is starting first, Liliana Misterkowitz. Batting second will be Claire Gallin. Third, Taylor Zajac. Fourth, Molly Reynolds. Fifth, Isabella Kilonsky. She's also playing third behind the plate. Batting sixth, Jocelyn Wolf. Catching, Elizabeth Frisbee in center field. Pitching for the Blue Devils is Danny Hatch, and the first pitch of the game is a grounder up the middle, and Kenmore West has their first out away here. Coming to the plate now, Claire Gallin, the first baseman. She wears number 12 for Mount St. Mary's. They're in their blue with the white pinstripes. You like teams with pinstripes, Tom, don't you?
Listen, you got to when you're a Yankee fan, so you got to enjoy that. They're very similar to one of the prospect teams that I had wearing the same exact uniforms.
So Tom is doing the scoreboard today, so if there's any issues there, you got Tom's number. That's where you want to tweet at.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
If you get any mispronunciations, send a complaint to @Wolf3328 on Twitter. I'll be happy to reply, as I normally do. There's another ground ball up the middle. 2 up, 2 down so far for the Mount St. Mary Lady Thunder. You don't have to call them the Lady Thunder because it's an all-girls school, so I can just go Thunder all day,
can.
can't I?
That's okay. Exactly.
Taylor Zajac, the starting pitcher for the Thunder, comes to the dish. Innings moving by pretty quickly. We got a camera up above on the press box, on top of the press box here. It's not moving. It's going to be a static cam all game, so you're going to have to live with that shot there. That's a beautiful shot you got there, though, Tom. from the.
I was very
corner.
happy with that shot, and you can see you're going to see you're going to see the strike calls, you're going to see pitcher catcher. You get to see a little bit of the infield till we change the camera.
It's another ball, high and away. As Zajac now, I believe, is an 0-2 count.
No, 2-0 count.
2-0 count. Sorry. The ground ball up the middle, 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Devils. And Mount St. Mary's will take the field. That'll bring up Kenmore West. Let's go through their lineup real fast, Tom. We can stay here. Leading off for the Blue Devils will be Ali Fuglia. Second will be her sister, Lily Foglia. Batting third will be the pitcher, Danny Hatch. Batting fourth, Lee Berthume, your first baseman. Up fifth is Delaney Kennerson, second base for for Kenmore West. Next will be Clara McGillicuddy, followed by Olivia Orchalski, Julia Vuich, and the ninth batter is Mackenzie Gunnarsson, who I believe is also in left field to start this game for Kenmore West. Just getting back from Florida. The team traveled down there as they often do. Kim Leggett likes to take them down there and get this team together as one and grow together and kind of work out all that awkwardness that you have sometimes in a locker room or in a dugout.
It is, but at the same time it's a different feel when you come back. You're not getting that beautiful weather that you had down there. You've got to adjust again early in this season to the weather. And this really is one of the first games of the season for both of these teams here as they've had to battle through the elements because we have not had great weather here in Western New York so far to kick off early in the season.
This might be the best weather day we've had in some time, and the girls just got back to school today, first day back for both of these schools.
Everybody had Dingus Day off yesterday, and then they had, of course, their Easter break before that. So now we're really getting into the kick of things. And remember, it is much different to have the first day at school and then getting used to going to school and getting used to playing some of these games as well.
Leading off for the Blue Devils will be Ali Fuglia. Allie's just a freshman. Her travel team is the 16U North Buffalo Wildcats.
And that's another thing. A lot of teammates on both of these teams here.
Yeah, you know that these girls know each other from playing on different tournament teams, things of that nature. It's a tight-knit community, the softball community.
Any travel is.
Blue Devils. Foglia will lead off with a single into center field. So they got their first hit of the afternoon. That'll bring up her sister, Lily. Now, Lily's the senior. Favorite food is tacos. We had tacos last night. Showing bunt. It falls in there for a strike. Behind the plate is Tom Wintermute. And your umpire on the base pass is John Pawlowski.
So something to learn from right there, Frank. Did you see that call? That was a called strike, a little bit off the plate on the corner. That's something you've got to realize as both a hitter and a pitcher.
Ground to third, advances the runner to second. One away here for the Blue Devils offense. That'll bring up the pitcher, Danny Hatch, who had 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first. Now with the one runner in scoring position. Zajac gets the sign. Foul behind for 1 strike.
How about that first inning pitch right there for Ken West? 6 pitches is all that it was.
Head coach Kim Leggett is there in the third base coach's box. And I believe that's Tony Valente down in the first coach's batter's box, or first coach on the first base side. Special shout out to Athletic Director Lindsey Bergman here at Kenmore West for allowing us in to do this game. Nice reaction by the pitcher there as the hitter lined one up the middle. What a nice quick glove that was to get that second out. And they almost had the double play, but it was such a quick, surprising hit that nobody from second or short could get to the bag to cover. 2 away here. That next pitch, she's throwing hard. She's throwing really hard.
So a couple things. That reaction play was absolutely a reaction play, but it was so quick. I don't think the batter or the runner had enough time to get off the base even from that reaction play.
Yeah.
But again, I'm looking right now. If I'm a pitcher, I want to learn. And you're seeing that. Look at I love right now. Watch your catcher. Look at how she is now coming out to the corner. I think you're going to see more of this as you're going to see more trying to see how far on that outside corner you can move to. It's not the same call on the inside that you're getting on the outside, and that's something that I think you can see pitches getting called. Take a look. Look at the adjustment right now, Frank. All the way in the outside corner right there.
Miskrowitz to short. Easy play there for the infield. So 1 hit away, 1 runner left on base for Kenmore West after 1. No score. Mount St. Mary's will be coming to bat. You're going to hear from a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with the second inning.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
Or an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
We are back here at Kenmore West High School. Softball action. First spring game we've done since we got back. You know, we had that long winter playoff run. Took some time off. But we are back at it here. Lovely day. Blue skies, a little windy. And we're here for the second inning of Ken West and Mount St. Mary's. Leading off for Mount St. Mary's this inning is Molly Reynolds, the shortstop. Yeah, Molly Reynolds, number 8.
I want to say these are the first 2 balls I think Hatch has thrown so far today as well.
I'm going to take your word for it. That one found the strike zone for a 1-1 count.
If you remember, she only had 6 pitches in that first inning. And they had how many comebackers that she had 2 were in that first inning just to get things rolling.
The first 2 hitters lined them up the middle.
Nice comeback there by Hatch. You can see goes down 2-0, but you see her battle back very quickly with the 2 strikes.
Reynolds is a senior, plays on that Diamond Girls team. And she sends one out to right field, but it just falls out of play.
Just beyond our camera, too, for you to be able to see, but it was a foul ball out there down that right field line. Good job of going with the pitch. You saw right there Vulich actually go to the outside corner, and she goes with the pitch real nicely there.
Full count now to Reynolds. This is a nice at-bat for the senior. Ooh, she almost wore that one. Either way, we've got a base runner.
I thought she did wear it too. But you saw the way Blue comes around there. He was looking to see there and did not call it as a dead ball.
Very important to get that leadoff hitter up, Tom. That'll bring up Isabella Kalansky with the runner on first. And she's going to send one up the middle. It'll be first and second for the Thunder here in the top of the second. And that's going to bring up Jocelyn Wolf, freshman from Buff Seminary, who's also the team's catcher and our first, I believe that's our first lefty.
And I think there's some sort of relation here that, that we got.
Some guy that does the insurance. First and second. First pitch is out. Gets away, so runners will advance. We'll have second and third here with no outs for Mount.
Something to watch, too. You got to realize this wall really does help a fielder out there because it will bounce and come back to you. If you aren't aggressive on the base pass, you can get caught stealing.
It'll be a 2-0 count. Now, and the Thunder have two runners in scoring position here, no outs. Umpires giving instructions to somebody.
Yeah, asking to go to the other side right there. Normally they go behind the back of the hitter. So
yeah, now she's right in the line of sight and a foul ball. That one found the corner, so it's a 3-1 count now. Okay, Tom, there's a
a batter circle.
And
So
that's
that's
where
what
they
it was.
probably
So they're asking him to go in the batter circle. Okay.
And we have another walk here. So the bases are now juiced for the Thunder. Elizabeth Frisbee, center fielder, comes to the plate now for the Mount.
Take a look, Frank. Infield in. They're looking to already cut this run off at home early in this game here in the second inning. Tell you, Hatch is really this inning. See, working the inside corner. Again, I'm still, because of that extra spot, I would be looking on that outside corner more.
Now, if you're Hatch, you're just looking to kind of throw a strike, Tom. Get back on your game here because she pitched so well in that top of the first. Slowly getting away from here in the second here, and that's another inside pitch there. And the Blue Devils are in serious trouble here with 3 balls, no strikes.
And I got to be honest with you, Frank. If I'm coaching right now, I'm having my players take for a strike. There hasn't been many strikes this inning. I'm going to be having them take. See, the take right there. And obviously a 3-0 count, you're going to do that even more early in the game. But now you've seen it. So now you're looking to drive this one, especially if it's a belt-high fastball.
And she did get it to center. Great catch in center field, the tag. One runner comes in. We'll have first and third. So Frisbee comes to the plate and does her job. A sacrifice brings a run in. Mount St. Mary's leads Ken West 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. They'll have first and third with one away here. Now that's going to bring up number 9, Cecilia Jones, right fielder for the Thunder.
Tell you, may even look for a little bit of small ball here, and that's exactly what Kenmore West is thinking. Look at first and third as they're farther in, thinking small ball as well.
There's a real nice grab Orchalski made out there in center field. She kind of had to jump and kind of stretch for that one, but then she brought it in, and she wasn't going to be able to get the throw in to get the runner at home, but that was a nice play she made out in center field. Showing bunt, foul tip. Runners now at second and third for the Thunder. First base is open.
And that's what I was talking about. I thought that was a small ball. You saw, you had defensive indifference right there to be able to move Wolf over there to second base. So you've got second and third right now as well.
Another shot out to center field. It'll drop. And Wolf has to get back to second. She left way too early. So they get her at second base. That'll be 3 outs.
So it didn't drop. It was actually
It did-
caught.
It was caught.
Yeah. So the caught, and then you had the tag up over at third come home, but Wolf left as if
Yeah.
it wasn't a catch, and that's the reason for the double play right
But
there.
the run will count. So
No,
the Thunder.
hold
yeah,
on.
The run will count.
Will it count? It was a
Yes.
force bet play.
The runner on third came home before they tagged her out at second.
But it's a force though back. Are we sure that that counts?
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
The Kenmore West has the run up on Game Changer.
Okay, so they did count the run. Okay.
So Kenmore West gets out of a major jam, only surrendering 2 runs when they had no outs, bases loaded. And Kenmore West will start things off with number 24, Delaney Kennerson, the second baseman. So the Thunder here in the bottom of the second, Kenmore West trailing the Thunder by 2 runs. Wind's picking up a little bit here, Tom.
Yeah, it's been off and on throughout the day. You've seen a gust come, then it kind of goes away from there. But we have seen it multiple times there.
Nice first pitch there by the Thunder's Zajac. Into foul territory there. They're not going to be able to get there. That's out of bounds, or out of play. I got to get back. I got to get out of football and every other mode. I don't want to be saying out of bounds too much.
Boy, I like that spot. Great spot right there by Zajac. As you see, testing that outside corner out there just enough. See if you can get it as a third strike.
Yeah, one of those things that Mount Senior Martin girls are known for is their pitching. They have some strong pitching in the private division. Pop out to center field for the second out. Claire McGillicuddy is going to come to the plate now for Kenmore West. It was the first out. That falls in for a strike. Oh, 2 count after that's fouled back. Strike 3. Froze the batter on that pitch. Zajac is very impressive.
Really, what I've probably been most impressive, look, she's all over the zone, too. She's hitting down low.
Changing it
She's
up.
hitting the outside. She's really hitting every spot today.
Olivia Orchalski, the batter now for Kenmore West, looking at an 0-1 count. That was high and out of the strike zone for ball 1. Just thought about that one for a second, Tom, but laid off there. So we have a 2-1 count with 2 outs here, and Ken West trailing the Mount 2-0. Grounder to pitcher, stretches out for that one. Easy play to first. 3 up, 3 down, no hits. After 2, it's Mount St. Mary's 2, Kenmore West nothing. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. You're watching on West New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYathletics.com. You can link me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Were you injured in a car accident? Or were you injured on the job? Don't wait. Call your patient coordinator, Tom Prince, at 716-771-9690. One of the hardest things to do is to find a physician that accepts no-fault car insurance or workers' compensation insurance. Let your patient coordinator help you find the physicians that can get you on the road to recovery.
We're back at Kenmore West High School where the Blue Devils are hosting the Mount St. Mary's Thunder on this glorious Tuesday afternoon, post-Dingus Day, after Easter week. Actually, we are in Easter week. Technically, you're in Easter week.
Yeah, I guess it's what week the kids are off from school as we consider really Easter week is what most of us do because that's our time off, and that's usually when we consider it Easter week, it's our week off. So
I believe that's Cecilia Jones, the right fielder, up now for the Mount. Facing Hatch, who had a uncharacteristic second inning. She's coming back here for the third, looking to keep the Blue Devils in this game. Excuse me, that's Claire Yarwood. Up to bat here now for the Mount. Looking at a 1-1 count. And that again looked like it might have hit her, but it doesn't. I guess it didn't. That was up there.
no, that one I actually saw right there. It didn't get her. The other one though, I really did. It thought it hit her as well.
2-1.
Is it 2-1 or 3-0?
2-1. 3-1.
I thought it was.
He's calling it. Well, is it 3-1? I don't know.
Yeah, it was 3-1. Yeah, so I was right on that one.
Either way, Mount St. Mary's have another leadoff runner here, Tom, which was the difference in that last inning. That'll bring up Allie Hapeman, left fielder. Where's number 7? Thunder have that runner on first. Takes a look at second, but she comes back to the bag. There's a groper into right field. And the leadoff runner is taking off for third. We're going to have second and third here for the Thunder. As Hapeman, the ninth batter.
That was Mr. Kiewitz, number 6.
Okay. Thought there was something funny going on there. That'll be Claire Gaulin. So the leadoff batter was Allie Hapeman. She's now on third. And Miss Kiewitz, with the hit for the Thunder, moves her to third. Liner up the middle. Second baseman couldn't handle it. 2 runs are going to come in for the Thunder. They're going to lead 4-0 here in the top of the second. Runner on first. That'll bring up the pitcher, Taylor Zajac.
Early on, you can see Mount St. Mary taking advantage of all the balls that have been thrown. So they are looking dead red for that fastball that goes right down the plate.
There's a pass ball. Miss Kiewitz will Gaulin will take off for second base. There's another shot to center field, all the way to the fence and out. It bounced over. Ground rule double. It'll bring another run in. The Thunder lead the Blue Devils 5-0. No outs here. Top of the third.
Up to bat, number 8, Molly
Reynolds comes to bat now for the Thunder. Swung at an inside pitch there, Tom. She's not happy with herself there. You could see the way she motioned to her dugout after that. She didn't think, she knew she shouldn't have swung at that. But
And that's been the one pitch that Hatch has missed today, and the umpire's not calling that as a strikeout there.
it's almost the same pitch.
But that's what we're talking about. He's not giving you the inside corner. He's giving you the outside corner. You've got to adjust there as both a batter and a pitcher to be able to understand that and know where the strike zone is.
– 3-1 count for Ms. Reynolds. The runner on second. The pitcher rips that one down the left field line, out of play. 3-2 count now on Reynolds. The Mount leading Ken West 5-0 here.
And really have capitalized on all the mistakes so far. And remember, none out in this inning as well.
She sends that out to left field. Routine fly ball caught. One away here. Zajac stays at second. Isabella Kalansky.
Off the bat, number 29, Isabella Kalansky.
We got a baseball score in as North Tonawanda is up 1-0 over Niagara Wheatfield in the bottom of the second. And, you know, if you want, why don't we stay here at the half inning? We'll give everybody some score updates of what's going on.
Let's do it. Give them your Twitter handle, too, because you seem to do a lot of retweeting of scores that come in throughout the day. If you're not following Tom on Twitter, you're doing yourself a disservice, especially if you're in tune with high school sports and you want to stay up to date. This guy's retweeting stories left and right, scores, highlights.
By the way, did you see that story come out of Clarence, the football player who saved somebody's life down in Florida?
No.
Oh, you got to see that story, folks. Channel 4 just put it out. It is actually on our Twitter page.
Ground ball up the middle. Pitcher had a tough time handling that, and who wouldn't? It'll be first and third for Jocelyn Wolf. One away here for the Thunder. First time up, Wolf walked to help load up the bases for the Mount.
Yeah, he's a fireman and had to go in, and the guy was stuck in the current, and he jumped in to be able to help him out.
Catcher took a shot down at third base. Keep Hatch honest down there. Excuse me, Zajac, who's the base runner. First and third. One away, one strike on the batter. Oh, 2 to Wolf.
And Hatch, 2 good pitches. That's where we've seen her probably the most consistent right there in the zone at this at-bat.
Leaves that outside. 1-2 count now. If you're just joining us, we're here in the top of the third. The Mount leads 5-0. Getting a real strong pitch performance by Taylor Zajac. That one's outside as well. Now a 2-2 count. Hatch plays for the USSSA Pride. Swung at the outside pitch for the third strike. 2 down.
And where was that pitch? That's the one we're talking about. That's where if you are a pitcher, you've got to understand, and a batter, you've got to send that opposite field. That's the only way you're going to get a hit is sending that to the opposite field, that outside pitch, and letting it travel.
Brings up Frisbee for the Mount. She's 0 for 1 today.
Off to bat, number 25, Elizabeth Frisbee.
Zajac on third base. Kalonsky's at second. 2 away here. Kenmore West in another jam. Hatch trying to close this out. Kalonsky fouls that one back and out of play. 0-1 count. Excuse me, Frisbee. Cecilia Jones on deck. Routine ground ball down the third base side for the third out. So the Blue Devils get themselves out of another jam. They had Thunder leave 2 runners on base, but they have a 5-0 lead here, middle of the third. Tom, you wanted to stay here during the break?
Yeah, let's give some score updates right now. So currently on the baseball side, Holland leads Eden 1-0. On the softball side, Cattaraugus, Little Valley, and Salamanca tied up 0-0. On the baseball side, Newfane leads Barker 1-0. On the baseball side, Akron leads Wilson 2-1. Albion is 0-0 with Pavilion. Medina leads in baseball 2-0 over Royhart. In baseball, North Collins leads Cattaraugus Little Valley 2-1. In softball, Will North leads Grand Island 7-1. In softball, Depew leads Maryville 5-0. In softball, Westfield Maple Grove 0-0. In softball, Niagara Falls leads 3-1 over Lewiston Porter. In softball, Williamsville South leads 6-0 over Sweet Home. And in softball, Alden leads 2-0 over East Aurora. To give some scores right there.
Thank you, Tom. Leading off this inning for Kenmore West, trailing Mount St. Mary's 5-0 here, bottom third. Leading off is number 2. That's Julia Vujic. Favorite team is the Buffalo Bills, and she loves our pizza here. I'm going to guess most kids, high school age and younger, favorite food is pizza. Tom, where do you stand on that?
Oh,
pizza
I'm a
debate?
huge pizza. I'm not a Buffalo pizza guy, as you know, because I like the New York style pizzas. What I like. But give me some of those Pharaoh's pizza down in West Seneca, and I'm all over it.
All right. Fouled that one out of play towards somebody's car, not mine.
And I actually found a new one up in Niagara Falls that I like.
New pizza place or
Yeah.
a place to park here?
No,
So you don't get
a
hit
new
by
pizza
car-
place.
Flying
Broad-
hardballs
broad-
and softballs.
Broadway Pizza up in Niagara Falls does a great New York style as well.
There's a place on Sheridan not far from here.
Yeah,
Ulysses.
Ulysses. Yeah, Ulysses is good as well. But my 2 favorite ones right now are Broadway and Pharaoh's.
All right. I'll give you that. I got to tell you, Tom, this Zajac is pitching a gem.
Yeah, really is.
She's given up 1 hit, maybe?
Yep, 1 hit is exactly
hit,
what
but-
she's given up.
But after that, it's been all ground balls, strikes, a couple of nice fly out, nice catches in the field. They're just playing mistake-free softball right now.
And that's the difference, really, that we've seen from both teams right now. And what you could say Mount St. Mary has done so well is they've capitalized on the mistakes. They've capitalized on the walks. They've capitalized on those free opportunities.
And Zajac's got him chasing pitches, though, Tom. If you watch that, the last couple of swings, it seems like they've been chasing pitches.
Well, she's using that outside corner to her advantage is exactly what she's done. And if you look at the difference between Hatch and Zajac right now, it's that outside corner and how Hatch has really controlled the zone all over. And you can see that one right there. They were trying to get the outside corner. She missed, but she's still missing low in the zone to still get that strike.
2-2 count here with 1 away.
And I like this call. Stay on that outside. See if you can get that spot out there.
Strike 3. Got her to chase that one.
But I don't know if that's necessarily a chase, Frank, because he's calling that as a strikeout here today. He's giving him that outside corner. So the more that you give that outside corner, the batters know they're going to have to swing and make that adjustment. But you've got to go opposite field with it.
Okay. So I have that Mackenzie Gunnarson's supposed to be up, but she's not. That's actually Allie Foglia. Okay. Oh, Mackenzie Gunnarsson just struck out. My apologies again. They sent you the B team, folks. I'm not the normal play-by-play guy. Stu Boyer couldn't join us today.
Ball went off Wolf right there and then bounced up and got Jones as she was looking back to see where the ball was.
There's a shallow hit to right field. It bounces. And Foglia thought about turning it into 2, but she wisely heads back to first. And Kenmore West have a runner here with 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd, trying to get back into this game. They trail the Thunder 5-0. Lily Foglia now comes up. Lily's the senior. Allie is the freshman. They both play for North Buffalo travel teams. Lily 23U, Allie 16U. Now, Allie likes boneless wings. Lily likes tacos, but they both love their Buffalo Bills. We got, like, team notes here. Pass ball, first one of the game for Mount St. Mary's. Runner gets down to second. So they got a runner in scoring position, but 2 outs, Tom. You got to start thinking about when can we capitalize. Here's no better time than right now. Little 2 inside for Wintermute's opinion there. You got 3-0 count. And we have another runner here. First and second now for Ken West. That'll bring up Danny Hatch. She is the pitcher, and she would love. Oh, we're going to have a substitute batter here. No, we don't. I'm sorry. Danny Hatch. Coming up.
Up next, number 23, Danny Hatch.
This is where you always say you can help yourself right here, and she's got the opportunity to help herself. That one just a little bit off what he's calling a strike right there. You can kind of see how the glove came into the other box right there. Just a little bit off for that strike, but a good spot to start off.
1-0 pitch. That hit the inside corner. Maybe the Blue Devils are still thinking they're in Florida. I would too with this weather. There's a nice shot into left center field. 1 run will come in. Runner will get on third, so we have a 2-out single. It brings a run in for Kenmore West. They now trail the Thunder 5-1.
So what you're probably going to see here, take a look. You're going to see Kenmore West try to advance Hatch over to second base right now. Get runners on second and third and see if they can capitalize on this inning.
Runners at second and third now. Lee Berthium is at the dish now for Kenmore West. She also plays on that Pride Silver team. Her favorite food, though, Tom, is the chicken Caesar wrap, according to my notes here.
So far, what we've seen is both teams have capitalized on mistakes or mistake pitches is what we've seen. Here you saw finally the first 2 hits here as well as a walk, and now Kenmore West capitalizing on that opportunity. This is a big at-bat because if you can get a single right here, you're talking about a 5-3 ball game possibly, and the game has completely switched as far as momentum is concerned inside the game.
Coach Kolonsky called a little bit of a timeout just to rally her troops and settle her pitcher down, who has really pitched very well.
Yeah. And I think that's a good call. That's a great call by Coach just to kind of get things back to normal. And that's exactly what you saw right there.
She almost broke her camera with that swing and fouled back, but Thankfully, she didn't. We did bring a backup just in case.
I love this angle, though, for everybody. You really get to see kind of what's happening right in that batter's box.
So with 2 outs, 2-1 count, runners at second and third. Ken West trailing 5-1 here. There's Ajax pitch. That looked good, but just a little low. It'll be a 3-1 count.
You got to be looking for your pitch as a batter here. Berthium's got to be looking for something right at belt high. She didn't get it, and look at she gets to go to first base.
So now the Blue Devils have bases loaded, and they're literally one swing away from tying this game, if you think about it. Delaney Kennerson is now the batter.
8th grader, too.
She's 0 for 1 today. She fouls that one out of play. So now they're jumping on that first pitch, Tom.
Well, especially when somebody's struggling in the zone. That's when you look for your pitch when all of a sudden there's a struggle, and that's something that she was looking for.
That one falls inside, 1-1 count. There's a nice pitch. Swung to short. Routine? Yes. That'll end the inning for Mount St. Mary's. They get themselves out of a wild jam there. They're going to take a 5-1 lead here into the top of the 4th. You're watching high school softball from Kenmore West High School on Western New York Athletics.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a Headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every Headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
We're back at Kenmore West High School for a wonderful softball game today between the Kenmore West Blue Devils, fresh off a trip to Florida for spring break, and Mount St. Mary's. I don't know if they went anywhere, but they are really playing a good softball game here today with a 5-1 lead here in the top of the 4th. Frank Wolf, Tom Prince bringing you all the action. We have cameraman Mike up top.
Cameraman Mike.
Cameraman Casper down there. Cecilia Jones will lead things off for Mount St. Mary's here, top 4, 5-1 lead for the Thunder. She'll ground one to short. Easy play there. And we've got our first out of the inning.
That's what you want as a pitcher, right? Nice ground ball, come out. You had your best inning. She came up to Hatch right there with her big hit to get things rolling. Now you get that momentum. See if you can get it back on your side. Can you get a 1-2-3 inning right here?
And Thunder do have somebody warming up, Tom. This is a non-league game. I know it's a public-private. We always get excited about that. But in a non-league game, you can throw extra arms.
Absolutely. And a game this early in the season, I want to test my pitchers. I want to see who I have. Absolutely, this is a great move by both teams.
And don't look now, but out in left center field and along the home run fence is our cameraman, Sean Turry, making an appearance today. Man, everybody's out.
Well, listen, it's a nice day. We finally got a nice day to enjoy.
Going stir crazy at home. So it's good to see everyone coming out. A strikeout there to start the inning for Hatch. 0-2, 2 outs right away, back-to-back for Kenmore West. The defense showing up, and Hatch follows up with a strikeout. That's going to bring up number 6, Liliana. Let me say it right, Tom. Mr. Kiewitz.
Yep.
All right. Do we know what she likes to eat or her favorite team? We've got them all for Kenmore West. I don't know if I got them all for Mount St. Mary's. So our main guy on the street, Paul Wolf, was supposed to be getting us all that inside information on these girls. She's a sophomore, Diamond Girl 16U. Her favorite athlete is Paige Buchers. Now, hang on a second. Don't tell me what sport she plays. I'll think about it. She's a basketball player? Is she? Okay. College? She just got drafted. Number 1, I bet. Wow. Ground ball to second base. Wow. Throw got away, so Mount St. Mary's is going to get away with one here. An error on that exchange from second to first. And the Mount, with a gift, have a runner on second base with 2 outs. That'll bring up number 12, Claire Gallin for Mount St. Mary's. Mr. Kiewitz was 1 for 2 on the day. Now Gallin comes to the plate with a runner on second. She lines one into right field. Are they going to have a play at home? No, but a run is going to come in either way. 6-1 lead now for the Thunder after that RBI single into right field by Claire Gallin, who is now 1 for 3.
And a big hit. Now, that's a great response, 2-out response by Mount St. Mary, because what they've done now is get that run back that they just gave up last inning.
Brings up Taylor Zajac, and she's going to line one down the first base line, just out of play. And that was a hit, Tom, that probably would have brought a run in from first base.
Yeah, because that would have went right down to the outfield fence.
Yeah, that was a heat-seeking missile.
It was. Nice high pitch, too. You can see it's something she saw well.
She'll send one to left field, and that's going to get to the fence. Runner around second. Runner will come home, and Zajac has a ground rule double. Nope, they're bringing her back to third. So second and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, ground rule double means that you can only get 2 bases as well. But what a great piece of hitting right there. Did you see that was that outside pitch that we talked about? She goes with the pitch, goes right down that left field line. That is a perfect hitting right there, especially by a lefty on an outside pitch.
Molly Reynolds is back up for the Mount with runners on second and third. 2 outs, though. Thunder did bring a run in this inning to get that 5-run lead back.
This has been a 2-out rally by Mount St. Mary, too, and again started with an error.
Reynolds, I think, wanted that one. Those beautiful Thunder hats. We got to get our hands on one of those. Did you see those?
I agree.
That was a nice hat. Reynolds fouls one back. 1-2 count now. Top of the 4th inning. If you're just joining us, the Blue Devils trail the Thunder 6-1. Temperature's a brisk 48. Would you say it's 48 or 50 out there?
My phone says 54.
Does it? Feels like 48. Ground ball through the infield. 1 run comes in. Zajac thinks about heading home, but quickly heads back to the third base bag. 1st and 3rd, and another 2-out single brings in a run. 7-1 lead.
Same thing. Watch. They're going to right now move Reynolds over to second base. They're going to try to make this 2nd and 3rd.
Just fouled one back. I thought the catcher might have had a shot at that one, Tom, but either way, the batter has another life. Isabella Kilansky, coach's daughter.
And I think she's the one who's going to come into pitch next as well. I think that's who was warming up out in the outfield.
Good call. You got good eyes. Reynolds heads down to second, so we'll have runners at second and third now for the Mount. Kilansky looking to do some more damage here with runners on the pond. That's an inside. Oh, did she give it? He gave it to her. Strike. Wow. Would you say it's a broad strike zone today, wide?
I think
pitcher friendly.
For the one side of the plate, yes. On the inside of the zone, no. That's why I was pointing that out. I think every umpire has its own tendencies, right or wrong. I don't think it's bad. You as a player, especially whether it's softball, baseball, I don't care what the sport is, you have to understand the zone of the umpire and adjust to it.
Klonsky stays alive with another foul. 2-2 count. Top four, 7-1 Thunder lead.
And personally, I'm a proponent of a wide zone. I really am. I think it moves the game along real well. And if you can adjust to that, you can really make it a good game.
Catches Klonsky there swinging to retire the inning. So a rough top of four for Kenmore West. Unfortunately for them, they now trail the Thunder 7-1. We will head to a break. You're watching high school softball action here in Western New York on Western New York Athletics.
Seek your next adventure. Make your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Back at Ken West High School. Thank you for joining us today on our first spring game that we've done on Western New York Athletics. Pleasure to have you watching us on your phones, your Androids, your iPhones, your smartphones, whatever you're watching on. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Kenmore West trails the Thunder 7-1 here. We are in the bottom of the fourth. Up to bat for Kenmore West right now is Claire McGillicuddy. And she sends one into center field, a grounder. Shortstop couldn't snag that one in. That was a tough play for Reynolds. Either way, the Kenmore West Blue Devils have a leadoff runner on first. And that'll bring up number 7, Olivia Orchalski.
Got a Monsignor Martin score update here as Mount Mercy and Sacred Heart right now in a tight game. It's Sacred Heart is up 4-1 over Mount Mercy.
Taylor Zajac still pitching for the Mount. She's pitched very well this afternoon for the Thunder. Behind in the count now, 2-1. That's Jossie Wolf behind the dish. Did a good job of keeping that in front of her with that runner on first base. You don't want any pass balls at this time. Another rope, how to play. It'll be a 2-2 count.
Will North 12-1 over Grand Island right now. Depew 9-0 over Maryvale at this moment. These are all softball scores. Niagara Falls, Lewiston Porter fall 4-1. And Will South 8-0 over Sweet Home. And Alden 6-0 over East Aurora.
Zajac comes back with a strikeout there as she got Orchalski to chase that pitch. One away. Julia Vujic now for Kenmore West. The catcher comes to the plate. One down, 7-1 score. Sends a ground ball to second. Double play potential? No, Reynolds couldn't get it out of her glove in time. And, well, let's face it, Vujic is pretty quick down to first base. 2 away, though, for the Thunder. Kenmore West looking at 2 outs here, trailing 7-1, bottom 4. They do have a runner at first And I
It's
think
a
they're-
pinch hitter coming up. I think it is Kennedy Merriman.
and they bring in
Oh, no, I apologize. It's Mackenzie Gunnarsson. I read off the Mount St. Mary roster. I apologize for that.
Brielle Stewart has come into the game to pinch run for the catcher Vuich with 2 outs there. Scorekeeper hooked me up with that knowledge. She got a good eye for the game. Mackenzie Gunnarsson now batting. She is 0 for 1. 2 away for the Blue Devils. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Not in time. And the Blue Devils have a runner now in scoring position. Gunnarsson chases that one down, and that'll do it for the 4th inning. Heading to the top of the 5th, Thunder lead the Blue Devils 7-1 here at Kenmore West High School. You're watching high school softball on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
We are back at Kenmore West High School, where the Blue Devils trail the visiting Mount St. Mary's Thunder 7-1. We are here in the bottom of the 5th. My scoreboard assistant, Tom, had to check out for a quick second. He'll be back in a moment, but unfortunately, we're not going to have a scoreboard for just a few moments, but we'll get him back in shortly. That's Jossie Wolf leading off for the Thunder here. She is 0 for 1 today with a walk. Danny Hatch still on the mound in the circle for Kenmore West. First pitch ball, 1-0 count. That fell in there for a strike. Now 1-1 count. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 5th. One, 2 count now. Another ball. 2-2 count on Wolf here in the top of the 5th inning. Pitch. Cut, fouled back. Batter stays alive. Tick foul to Wolf. 2-2 count here on the top of the 5th inning, where the Thunder lead Kenmore West 7-1.
This right here is a big inning. Ken West has got to get out of this with at least no runs scored and give them a chance to get up there.
Batter stays alive with another foul there.
And Wolf battling out here. I like what she's doing. She's fouling off those tough pitches on the outside corner. She's trying to wait for that perfect pitch that comes down by fouling off those tough pitches.
Grounds one into right field. And the Thunder have themselves a leadoff runner. Nice at bat Now
Very
Hatch
nice at bat. Because I
has
like how she battled right there, Frank. I really did.
82 pitches for Hatch. But they don't really worry about that too much.
Not in softball.
In
They're
softball.
very different with softball and baseball. And the reason is there's no pitch counts that you have to worry about with days rest when it comes to softball. It's a different motion with the arm versus baseball. They will have pitch counts. And if you were right now had a pitch count of 80, you've got to be considered of whether you're going to keep your pitcher in or take them out.
.30 count for Frisbee, the center fielder. She is 0 for 2 today. Runner on first. No outs here on the top of the 5th. And she walks her. We'll have first and second now. Moving on down to Cecilia Jones, the right fielder. And Cecilia Jones today is also 0 for 2. And Tom, this is a moment where you really want to kind of maybe take a look at getting another arm warmed up at this point.
Absolutely. And obviously, we couldn't see if they were warming up anyway because it would be on the other side of the dugout right now. So we wouldn't even be able to see if it's happening. But you're 100% right, especially in a game like this. When I say in a game like this, a non-conference game, there's nothing in the standings that'll happen here. This is about getting reps, about getting each one of your hitters at bats, and to see good pitching right now so that you can make adjustments as the season starts to get on its way here.
Pop out to center field. Kenmore West gets their first out of the inning. That's one away here. Still runners at first and second with one away. We'll bring up Claire Yarwood. Yarwood is 0 for 1 today with a walk. First pitch is ball. Showing bunt. 1-1.
And folks, you want to check out the same platforms you're on right now to watch this, but we'll add Instagram in. So Instagram, X, Facebook, we will have post-game interviews with the winning team as well as the winning coach.
In there for a ball, 2-1 count.
Yeah, a little bit high in the zone is where that one was right there. Good take.
Fouls that one off, 2-2 count. Wow.
That was a rocket. If there was a fan over that way, they would have caught that one. That was a rocket down the first baseline.
We had a cameraman parked over there one year. You put a guy out there, and then he almost get wrecked.
Russ Spectacular. Every time I put Russ, it didn't matter what baseline I put him on, a baseball or softball will find him.
I think we owe him a camera.
No,
We owe
he
him a
never
lot
got
more than
hit.
that, but-
He always came close to getting hit, but he never got hit.
So Leggett will come out and talk to her pitcher and settle him down. Maybe she'll make a change. Maybe she won't.
Funny, you just see Hatch
pitcher-
almost hand her the ball. I thought she was expecting that she was going to come out right there. So we'll see what's going to happen.
At this point, I mean, there's one away here. Bases loaded. You're trailing 7-1. It's a non-league game. No reason you can't maybe bring in another arm. And
The only question is another arm warming up? That's the big thing. And now you're seeing a lot of time out there. I don't know if this is necessarily to change pitchers. What it is to say is, what are we going to do if the ball's hit to us? So what are we going to see? Are we going to see the corners come in? Are we going to see the entire infield come in? Oh, no. We are going to see a new pitcher.
Okay. She's going to, yeah, it looks like the first baseman was coming in.
Yeah.
You said that was Berthume, I
Yep,
thought.
that's exactly what it is. So we are going to see an adjustment. So at the same time, though, is you as a coach may also be making that change, but you've also got to talk as what are we going to do? This is bases loaded. Are you going to make the play at the plate? Are you going to make sure just the first and third play in and go at the plate, and the middle try to do a turn, some sort of double play? That's an adjustment that you've got to, as a coach, come out here and also make sure your infield's ready to go.
Well, Berthume's warming up. Why don't we take a quick break from one of our sponsors? You're watching High School Softball and Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Back here at Kenmore West High School. This is where I went to school back in '93.
Getting old.
A long time ago. I didn't even have this field when I was here.
It was probably all dirt stuff back then.
There was a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt back then, yes. So for Mount St. Mary's, now batting, number 6, the leadoff hitter, Liliana Miskiewicz. All right, I got you. Mr. Kiewicz. Mr.
Yep,
Kiewicz.
Mr.
That's it.
Kiewicz.
All right,
That's
Mr.
exactly
Kiewicz.
how it is. Yep.
All right, good. And she has bases loaded, so you got top of the order here, Tom. You had to do something if you were Kenmore West to kind of stop the bleeding, if you will.
And look they're playing infield in. So that was their choice now to play infield in. They're going to come to the plate with anything put into play.
She gets a ground ball, forced at home. That's 2 away. Smart baseball there by Kenmore West. They get the ground ball up the middle. And that ends a little bit of a threat there, maybe. Takes a little momentum away from the Thunder. Of course, that long coaching decision there to replace the pitcher kind of takes a little bit of that, momentum away.
Oh, yeah,
breaks it up
absolutely.
a little bit.
And there are a lot of things. But now you're set up. You can see now the defense plays where they want to play because it'll be a play at any one of the bases.
Claire Gallin has been wonderful, though, at the dish today. She's got, I believe, 2 hits already in this game, a couple RBIs, so she's done very well for the Thunder. Oh, that was in tight.
So we gave you a score where North Tonawanda was leading 1-0 over Niagara-Wheatfield. Niagara-Wheatfield answered back to score 10 unanswered runs. They now lead 10-1 in the bottom of the third against North Tonawanda.
And that is baseball, not softball. 2-1 count here to Gallin. Zajac is on deck for the Thunder. She's going to ground one down to third base. Nice nag there by the third baseman. In time. 3 down for the Thunder. So, heading to the top of the 6th inning. Are we? Yes, we are. We're heading to the top of the 6th inning.
No,
bottom of the
5.
5th. Yeah, bottom of the 5th inning. Kenmore West trailing the Thunder 7-1. And I believe Zajac will be heading back to the circle when we resume. You're watching High School Softball here at Kenmore West High School on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School. We got a pitching change going on for the Thunder. Number 29 is coming in for Mount St. Mary's. Isabella Kilonsky. She was at third earlier. And Zajac, who's pitched beautifully, will now take, I believe, third base.
Yep.
And that seems to be the only change that I see.
Yeah, it looks like they just swapped spots is all they did.
So the Thunder with a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th over the Blue Devils. Leading off for Kenmore West this inning will be the leadoff batter, Ellie Foglia. I believe she reached base last time she was up. She had to if she's 2 for 2 today. Pay attention, maybe. Rumor has it, Friday night you're going to be at Sweet Home High School doing a baseball game.
It is. That rumor is true.
Will East. Okay.
Will East Sweet Home.
That's the first baseball game of the 2025 spring season that you're doing.
Yep, it will be. This is our first game, period, and then it'll be the first time for the boys. We'll see them on Friday. Should be a great matchup. We got some Division I commit stars inside that game as well.
I think the first baseball game you and I did last year was at Sweet Home Amherst.
Yeah, that was one of the earlier games we did, because usually the end of April is when we start to get out. Western New York Athletics Day that we've done in the past has usually been our kickoff spot where we really get into broadcasting, because it's right about the time the weather's really going to change up.
Counts 1 and 2 on Foglia, the leadoff hitter here. Seeing a new pitcher in Kolonsky. Bottom 5. She didn't get that strike. I think the pitcher wanted it, but she's not going to get that one. 2-2 count.
That's that, though, that we talked about. That's that pitch that we haven't seen him call all day. So I wouldn't expect to get that call when we haven't seen him call it all day.
Batters have been chasing that one, though.
It's also one, think about, that many see real well.
Yeah. Full count. No outs here. Kenmore West looking to get some runs in this inning. Oh, called third strike there. One away for the Thunder.
That was over the corner, though. When you looked at what he said, what he's seen from the inside, that was over the corner, though, and a pitch that you can't leave out there, especially with 2 strikes against you.
Here comes Lily Foglia. The base is empty, 1 away here. She is 0 for 1 today with a couple walks. Say hi to all the grandmas and grandpas watching at home. Couldn't be here today. I know there's a lot of them watching out there. Maybe some from Florida.
Saw that your brother put a post out there, and I saw the comments coming out on it saying those who could be here, those who couldn't be here. So I hope you're getting a chance to be able to see a great game right here being played by both teams.
Wow. Way to start off an inning if you're the pitcher, right? New pitcher in the game, Kolonsky. Two batters, 2 strikeouts.
Boy, how good right now is Mount St. Mary to get themselves into the Monsignor Martin division when we've seen both of these pitchers come out the way they have. That's something that bodes real well for them as they enter Monsignor Martin play.
I know it's early in the season, Tom, but usually we like to talk about the best jerseys in high school baseball and softball. Where are these jerseys ranking?
I like these. These are. Listen, I also like a different jersey. I really do. Now, you got to remember is if we had Stu Boyer here, it would be about whether he could see the numbers or not. So that would be the big thing we'd be talking about with Stu. But no, these are great. I love these uniforms right here.
1-1 count here to Hatch.
Love that spot right there. And she's found that spot and lived right there early on in this 5th inning.
1-2 count here now. Blue Devils, 2 outs. Swing down the third base line, just out of play. So Hatch stays alive here. Berthiaume on deck. If Ken West wants to get things going, Tom, this is probably where they really need to start right here, right now.
But very tough. 2-out rally is what you need.
I don't think she went.
They said he
down
went
first.
Oh, I thought he made the call. Then the point went over, and you could see the safe call right there.
John Pulowski down there at first did not think she went, and I agree with him. 2-2 count, 2 outs here. Kalonsky deals. Up the middle, ground ball towards short, makes the play. Reynolds is there for the 3rd out. So 1-2-3 inning there for Kalonsky in her first bit of work this season. And Kenmore West now trails 7-1 here as we move to the top of the 6th. 7-1. You're watching high school softball on Western New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYathletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Were you injured in a car accident? Or were you injured on the job? Don't wait. Call your patient coordinator, Tom Prince, at 716-771-9690. One of the hardest things to do is to find a physician that accepts no-fault car insurance or workers' compensation insurance. Let your patient coordinator help you find the physicians that can get you on the road to recovery.
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School, where today we are broadcasting the Lady Blue Devils softball game against the Mount St. Mary's Thunder. The Thunder lead Ken West 7-1. It's hard for me to say that, Tom. I grew up here. My niece goes to Mount St. Mary's, though, so.
Well, that's where
actually,
things
hang on
change.
a second. She goes to Buff Sem. She plays for Mount St. Mary's.
Oh, okay. It's where a lot of things change, as far as your allegiance to what school, because you really do change it when your kids really start becoming real active.
Taylor Zajac is up to plate now for Mount St. Mary's. And she did a very good job pitching early on here, surrendering just the 1 run. I think she only gave up 3 hits. Takes ball 1. She's 1 for 2 today.
I had 4 hits that she gave up.
She's 2 for 3 today. Take that back. 2-0 count.
Yeah, she's playing for some of those post-game interview honors is what she's looking to do.
Well, she had 2. I think she had the 2 ground rule doubles.
Yeah, I had 2 hits for her is what I had. So she is 2 for 3 today.
She scored at least one of the runs. I know she was stuck on third. And she reaches first here on a walk.
And Kalonsky's the other one with 2 hits inside this game for Mount St. Mary's as well.
That'll bring up Reynolds, the shortstop for Mount St. Mary's. Thunder have a runner on first. They've had 4 leadoff runners in this game.
Yeah, and a lot of them have been via the walk. That is something that you've got to give right now Mount St. Mary's credit on, because they've capitalized every time the walk has happened.
One count here now to Reynolds, she's got some power too, Tom. She could put the ball out. One's off the mark for a 2-1 count.
It's tough. I don't got a flag around here to look at to see where the wind is blowing. Been trying to see a little bit from the backstop. You could see it blowing towards in a little bit, so you almost wonder if that's blowing out.
Line out to second. Play at first. Not in time. Zajac just got back to the bag in the nick of time. One away here.
It looked like that Hatch may have been just a hair off the bag. Did you see that? It looked like her foot didn't reach all the way back to the bag, and I think that's the reason for the safe call.
Foglia with the nice catch there. And another nice, oh, just got through her at shortstop all the way to the fence. And Zajac is going to try for home. And she stays up. No, she does not. She slides. Either way, she's home. 8-1 lead for the Thunder.
And that's Kolonsky with another big hit. Her and Zajac both with gets on base 3 times, but she's the only one with 3 hits so far inside this one.
She's now 3 for 4 today, and that'll bring up Jossie Wolf in that 6th spot. She had a hit her last time up. She's 1 for 2 today with a walk.
She had a great at-bat. We talked about her battling those outside pitches. See if she can carry it into this at-bat as well now.
8-1 Thunder lead. Here in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, 1-1 count. It's like an east-west wind pattern here.
Like I said, it's hard to tell because the trees aren't moving. We don't really have, the leaves out there to see things, so it is tough to see the exact wind pattern.
Batter leaves that ball down for a 2-1 count. It falls in there for a strike. 2-2 count now. Runner at second. And we're going to have a full count.
She's battled today, though. She's taken to the, 3-2 count. She's seeing the ball real well. That's something you really want as a good hitter, that they could see the ball and be selective in their pitch count.
Takes her base. First and second now for the Thunder. And that's going to bring up Frisbee.
Up to bat, number 25, Elizabeth Frisbee.
Elizabeth Frisbee is a utility player, a junior. She plays for the Pride Navy 16U. Favorite athlete is Jenny Finch. You remember her?
Absolutely. She actually coached and worked with my niece down in New Jersey. She worked with her because she's got a facility down in New Jersey and has worked with my niece.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you, it goes on and on how not only of a great softball player she was, but how great person she is. And really the way she gives back to the game, you hear nothing about positive things from her.
2-1 count to Frisbee here. She's 0 for 2 today with a walk. 3-1 count now.
And that has been a theme right here for Mount St. Mary's, the amount of walks that they've really had, that they've capitalized on.
We'll see Cecilia Jones up next, and she will have bases loaded. 1 away.
Up to bat, number 9, Cecilia Jones.
Blue Devils have been in some trouble here since the 2nd inning, I think, is when Mount St. Mary started putting some runs together. They took a 5-0 lead in the 2nd inning and haven't looked back.
I mean, Hatch had an incredible first inning. Remember, 6 pitches. She had ground outs that went back to the pitcher. And then all of a sudden, that's when the walk started to happen right after that. And that's when you saw the lead happen for Mount St. Mary's. 2 runs in that 2nd inning is what started everything. Then remember, it went 2 to 5, and then it just kept rolling from there.
Camera guy's getting a little, getting his tap dancing shoes on up there, isn't he? Fouled one away. 0-2 count. Here to Jones. Claire Yarwood is in the on-deck circle. Actually, excuse me, that's Kennedy Merriman. Looks like she's going to get an at-bat here in the 6th inning. One-two count. Thunder lead 8-1. Bases loaded here with one away.
Big pitch right there with bases loaded, too. That's exactly what you're looking for from your pitcher. Bases loaded. You get that strikeout, so now your defense can go back and play that they want to play in the spot they want to play to be able to get an out at any base.
So Kennedy Merriman gets an at-bat here for Mount St. Mary's. Leading the Blue Devils 8-1. Berthiaume, since coming into this game, has thrown 31 pitches. Make that 32.
Hey, that sun is going to be an issue, you see, this season. I want you to watch, too, because you'll see when it comes into play, especially when league play and things start going. Take a look at your pitcher out there right now. Berthiaume, you see how she's got the glove up there right there covering her eyes just so she can be able to see the signs that are being given to her.
She liked that one, and she delivered strike 3. So 3 down for the Thunder there. They don't get any runs, but they have that 8-1 lead as they head to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Kenmore West High School. You're watching high school baseball here on Western New York Athletics.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, and you only get one chance to make a first impression, then your professional image is pretty important to your career success. Hi, I'm BJ Stack, owner of Stack Studios, proudly introducing Headshots by Stacks. Did you know that according to LinkedIn, profiles with professional headshots get 21 times more views and 36 times more direct messages? That's a lot of attention. And with a Headshot by Stacks, you can be sure that your image will be the talk of the corporate town. Every Headshot by Stacks goes through a 3-step editing process. We whiten teeth, we erase blemishes, we soften shadows, we even change out backgrounds, just to name a few. So your headshot makes a first impression that lasts. And with our headshot packages starting at just $99, it's never been more affordable for you to look your best. So, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, what are people saying about you?
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School. We're watching the Blue Devils and the Thunder go at it here on this Tuesday afternoon in mid-April, right? Mid to late April? What would you call it?
I call late April. We're already at 22nd. So,
It's
I
late.
mean, you're talking about the third week of April. We passed
Okay.
the midpoint.
All right, fine.
And I only said that because you asked my opinion on it. So,
Oh, well, you are right. Berthiaume comes to bat for Kenmore West. Never too late to get themselves back into this game. It is 8-1, though.
we just told you a game that somebody answered with 10 runs. It's not like it can't happen. So it all needs to start with your leadoff hitter. That's where it begins and ends to get the rally going out there.
Kalansky back on in the circle for the Thunder. First pitch ball. Berthiaume is 0 for 1 today with a walk. So she has reached base. Chases that one. Kalansky's bringing the fire on that pitch.
But I got to tell you, I really love the way Mount St. Mary adjusted to the zone. I really think that's another big difference when you see what they were doing as pitchers out here.
Jams her with that pitch inside and gets her to pop up to the pitcher. One away here for the Blue Devils.
pitch hitter, I think, coming in.
Looks like a new pitcher. It's Gianna Speraza Jr., who plays for the Pride Mocha 16U. And Tom, her favorite food is pizza. Favorite team is the Buffalo Bills. Everybody loves pizza in this town.
Well, and again, what team? I'd be shocked if I didn't hear the Buffalo Bills, actually. That would be the more surprising move to me.
2 Blue Devils like tacos, and 3 of them like chicken souvlaki's.
Okay. To me, when I hear the chicken souvlaki's, you know what I think of? I always think of the fair season, right? That's when you see all those different trucks out there. What you could always get a good souvlaki at the fair.
I'm starving. Stop talking about food.
I feel like I'm back with Tony Caligiuri right now on air. Because whenever Tony Caligiuri does a game, you're going to talk about food at one point.
Why don't they have food trucks here right now? 1-1 count.
Still a little early.
1-2 count.
And I'll tell you, this is a complex where you could play baseball and softball at the same exact time as well. So you have both of those teams going well. It'd be a great opportunity to have food trucks here.
Oof. That's a tough one to take.
Yeah.
Especially on it's not like it's a 80-degree weather. It's a cold day, so that's a tough one. She toughs that one out. Let's see if they get her a runner. She's shaking it off. She's down to first, so the Blue Devils have their runner, Tom.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the leadoff one that we talked about, but it is a runner right now to start things off. And we've seen, that's what we talked about Mount St. Mary, their success is they've built off that. Can Kenmore West build off that right now for their success?
Claire McGillicuddy now up. Now, what I would do if I was Speraza's parents after she took that shot on the ankle, I would probably take her to wherever she wanted to go for dinner tonight. That's what I would do if I was her parents, which I'm not. She reaches first base, hit by pitch, and that's not a bad way to get the inning started. And obviously, you first batter flew out, but you do have a runner on first now, and you have one of your better hitters up to move her around and possibly get some kind of rally started here. It's never too late. Bottom 6. Sends one out to right center field, and it falls. So Speraza is going to get to second. We now have first and second, and it's simple, easy plays like that. When you don't make them, Tom, it could usually add to runs.
The only thing I'm going to say is I agree. Normally I'd say simple and easy. That sun, though, is nasty out there. And that's what I was alluding to. Remember, look at where the pitcher, had that up there. That center fielder had to look directly into that sun to see that ball.
So Ken West has runners at first and second now. Here in the bottom of the 6th, they trail the Thunder 8-1. So pop out 2 just out of the first baseman was able to get there to record the out. So 2 away here now for Kenmore West. It's going up Amelia Elliott, and I don't believe we've seen her yet today. She's a senior. Favorite team is the Yankees.
That's a young woman I like to hear.
Imagine that in this town.
What do you mean this town? This town's a Yankee town. In fact, your own brother's a Yankee fan, isn't he?
That's his problem. Pitch gets away, so the runners will move up to second and third there. So now the Blue Devils with 2 runners in scoring position. There is 2 away. And Elliott with an opportunity here to help her team get back in this game. That hits the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 count. low, but they called that one a strike, so it's a 1-2 count, two away.
I like that pitch call, though, right there, especially right at the knees, down low right there. If you can get that call, that's another good spot for you to live at.
Oof. She's swinging at that one. She's going to want that one back. 3 outs for Ken West. So we are heading to the 7th inning where the Mount St. Mary's Thunder lead 8. Who brought that camera guy? Mount St. Mary's Thunder lead 8-1 here over Kenmore West. The Thunder coming to bat when we return. Here, you're watching high school softball on Western New York Athletics.
Seek your next adventure. Make your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School, where we have the Lady Blue Devils hosting the Thunder from Mount St. Mary's, and they trail those Thunder 8-1. Top 7, leading off for Mount St. Mary's. I believe that's number 6. The top of the order, Liliana Mr. Kiewitz.
You got it.
I want to send a shout out to our dear old friend, no longer with us, Roger Weiss. He loves softball, big advocate for softball. Lost him 2 years ago, just a few weeks ago. Was the second second date of his passing.
Yeah.
So I know Diana isn't really watching.
And him
much
and
high
Dennis,
school
him and
softball.
Dennis knew each other real well as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that you talked about that we were dedicating the game to.
Yeah, well, we're going to dedicate the rest of the game to Roger too.
Okay.
Our softball coverage.
Absolutely. No, I think it's, two people that did give a ton of their own time. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about anything. It was their own time that they gave to them.
Hume in the circle for Ken West. 2-1 count here. 3-1 count now. That's one of the things where the Thunder's really excelled today, is getting that leadoff hitter on base. It's happened, 4 out of the 6 innings so far. And that one's going to fall into right field. Another leadoff hit for the Thunder. And she's going to take off her second as they're starting to kind of throw the ball around here in the late innings. Oh, she's safe at third. And there, Tom, you just want to kind of run that in. They just got to get that into the pitcher.
They'll always tell you, right, when you see a runner out there dancing on the baselines, run towards that runner, because what you want to do is to see if you can run them back to their base. But if you're running towards them like a little bit of an angle to make sure you're cutting them off a little bit, you're trying to send them back to their base that they came from.
It's a relatively young team, this Ken West team. One run's going to come in here and infield ground out to short there. But that's going to bring a run in for the Thunder, 9-1. So that leadoff hitter who reached first, Tom, seconds later is on third. Very next pitch, she's brought home.
And now you're bringing up the heart of this lineup that has been so dangerous out here today.
Zajac sends one to second. And that's another routine play, easily made there by Speraza. It's 2 away for the Thunder. That's going to bring up number 8, Reynolds, who's had a very good game herself today at short and at the dish. That's the first time I think Zajak's been recorded an out.
No, the first at bat, I think
First
she had.
at-bat?
Yeah, she had
Oh,
because she was
round
remember.
up.
Yeah. And still, you've got 3 hits right here for Kalonsky, and she's up next if she's going to get a chance to bat again.
I like that pitch. Just a little low. 2-0 count. 9-1 Thunder lead. Now, Tom, we have been around for a lot of epic comebacks. The last time you and I did a game together, St. Joe's Canisius Sal Magley.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
How about that?
That may have been the best comeback we've ever done. That was just phenomenal.
That was
That is
Georgetown
true.
Cup.
That was for a final to win it, too.
Reynolds reaches first on a walk. That'll bring up Kalonsky, who came into pitch about an inning and a half ago, maybe 2 innings ago. And she's had a very good game here for the Thunder.
Coming to pitch, like I said, she's got 3 hits today. She really has had an incredible game out here.
Man, who are you going to talk to after? You have to talk to both girls.
You know I never reveal that. I don't reveal, though. You got to tune in to be able to see who that is.
Well, won't be our camera guy.
Now, if I'm Kalonsky, what I'm going to do, right, I'm looking belt-high fastball, right? You're going to get the green light in the 7th inning in a 9-1 game. Look for that belt high. I'm looking for my pitch that I can drive.
She sends that one into shallow center. And they come in to make the grab. That is 3 outs, so that ends the inning for the Thunder. That ends the threat. They had a runner there on first. They didn't win that inning, though, so we're going to move to the bottom of the 7th. Last ups for the Kenmore West Lady Blue Devils. They trail the Thunder 9-1. You're watching high school softball on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Welcome back to Kenmore West High School. If you're looking for an epic comeback, you may get one because Ken West trails the Thunder 9-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Tom, what do you think?
Listen, anything can happen. You just need momentum to kick in on your side.
Well, let's see what happens. Kalonsky returns to the circle for the Thunder. And for Kenmore West batting, that's number 10, Mackenzie Gunnarsson. Next time WNY Athletics gets out for a game, it'll be this Friday night at Sweet Home High School, where the Will East Flames invade Sweet Home Panther territory for a baseball game. 7:30 first pitch.
And that's a conference game to kick things off as well. That's going to be fun. 2 really good teams right now. We're going to get to see where they are early in the season.
Gunnarsson's 0 for 2 today for the Blue Devils, and she's looking at a 3-0 count here. So can the Blue Devils get a leadoff runner on first to start things off? (3-1).
Nice 3-0 pitch right there. See if you can battle all the way back. These are great things to test you as a pitcher, especially in a game like this. You really want to make sure that you can find the zone and keep pumping the zone.
Wow, you must have been a little off there. That was strike 3. So 1 away here for Kenmore West.
Give Kalonsky credit. I love when you see a pitcher battle back like that. You could see she really did settle down, focus in, and really pump the zone right there.
Ellie Foglia, the leadoff hitter, comes to the plate for Ken West. She's 2 for 3 today. She takes that first pitch ball. Chopper to short. Reynolds is there. Routine play, 2 away here on the bottom of the 7th. Ken West up to their last out. Lily Foglia comes to the plate, looking to try and change things around, maybe jumpstart the offense here for the Lady Blue Devils.
At this point, you really just want to get some positive momentum, something positive that you can build off going into the next game. One of the toughest things, obviously, is to come down this far down with 2 outs. But you can still build off. You want to see your team battle. You want to see your team not give up. And that's something you're going to look for if you're a coach.
Thank God for nets. Otherwise, we would have been chewing on that softball.
Well, we're blocked by glass, too. But
Yeah. I don't trust that glass. I know who put it in. 2-0 count for Foglia. Make that 3-0. 2 away here, bottom of the 7th. Thunder lead the Blue Devils 9-1. Klonsky finds the strike zone. 3-1 count.
boy, if she can battle back again, what does that really say? It's you've got to be focused if you're a hitter up against her.
Ground ball to second. It's going to find the outfield, so we do have a runner on first. Blue Devils hanging around. They're still alive. That'll bring up Hatch. She started the game on the mound today for Kenmore West. 2 away. Runner on first. That was a nice, she made nice contact.
Absolutely. And that's what you want as a coach. You want to see your team not give up out here. And that's exactly what she's getting out of her team right now.
Safe at second. So now you have that runner in scoring position.
Good base running right there. You could see as you saw the minute the ball hit the turf right there is when she took off. She really read that pitch right now well to be able to take off and get to second base.
Hatch 1 for 3. Pass ball. Runner down to third now. So Foglia reaches third on a pass ball. 2-0 count, bottom 7. Blue Devils trail by 8. 2 away. Klonsky collects herself, gets ready to deal. Hits that inside corner for a strike. 2-1 count. Klonsky gets set. That's fouled back and out of play. Danny Hatch, 1 for 3 today. Looking to come through for the Blue Devils here in the bottom of the 7th with a runner on third. Wind's picking up. Klonsky delivers. Loses that one. Pass ball. Run comes in. There's your RBI. 9-2, full count to Hatch.
But don't you love that? That's what you want out of your team. That's something I can build off as a coach, knowing that my young women aren't going to quit out there in a game. And that's exactly what you just saw right there. And it's something that coaches got to build off with them.
And Hatch swings and a miss, so that'll end that one here. And the Thunder win this one 9-2 at Kenmore West High School. A nice little public versus private matchup on this windy day. It's a good way to get things kick-started for our spring coverage here on Western New York Athletics. Tom, you did a great job on color today. Thank you very much. All our camera guys that are out there in the field. I saw Sean Turry taking photos, so We'll get some photos up later on WesternNewYorkAthletics.com. Follow us on our social media pages for all the folks at Western New York Athletics. And Tim Gardner, thank you for the graphics you did on today's game. Very good. Thunder get the win 9-2 at Kenmore West High School. You'll see us Friday night out at Sweet Home High School, Sweet Home, and Will East, 7:30 Friday night. Thank you for joining us. I'm Frank Wolf, Western New York Athletics. Have a good night, everybody.